Hi guys. At the end of the last video, the Mario Brothers repair, I started working on a 4-stack Donkey Kong board. And this is where that one's picking up. I had a problem. Remember, if you didn't watch the end of the Mario Brothers video, I had problems with the power supply. I was burning up power supplies, and I did come up with a solution, a very good solution for running these boards from Nintendo that require such strong -5, a strong -5 power rail. So check that one out. That's where we're picking up on this one. This is a Donkey Kong 4-board stack. So let's head right on over and get to it. Alright, back at the 4-board stack TKG2. TKG2 Donkey Kong. This socket right here looks very corroded. Well, that socket looks bad. And one of these chips has bent up legs, so it wasn't even in socket. Look at this chip right here. Looking not so hot. I'm just dumping the software on here because I want to know exactly what version of Donkey Kong this is. So, yeah, I'm just dumping the ROM set. And this CPU ROM has like broken legs on it. I don't know how that was working. Anyway, I want to dump these, see what exactly they are. I'm going to have to replace that socket on that board. I might just replace all of those video sockets. Since I'm going to have to get the gun out, I might as well replace them. And I don't know. Game time decision. I might just replace the one that looks bad. I don't know yet. So, but I do want to dump these, find out what this ROM set is, and go from there. Well, this is pretty interesting. I have a Donkey Kong set that is not in MAME. If I go and I do like TKG2 CPU 5K, this is a program ROM. It is not in MAME. Web-based. Now I can also check this by just doing the ROM ident command in MAME, and I will do that, but I believe that these are not in MAME. So because of that, I'm going to solder legs onto this chip and dump it, as well as try to do the same with this so that I can at least get these files dumped. Okay, so I made a mistake. This set is in MAME. It's Donkey Kong Japan Set 1 with one caveat. This chip right here, 5G, which is in the program, is not in MAME, and it dumps to the same file over and over again. So I'm setting that one aside. But what I did do is I programmed. They are in MAME. The reason why I thought they weren't in MAME is I was dumping these as 2716s, and these are 2532s. So I redumped them as 2532s after I realized what I did. And yeah, it's Japan Set 2 with this one caveat. Now I burnt the actual Japan Set 1 ROM for this, and I'm going to try that. This ROM was just flat out bad. It had no data on it at all. And that was this one, and I tried to just reprogram this because it was full of FF, and it would not program. So this chip was actually bad, this one right here. So I replaced that. These two were good. They tested good. This one, like I said, the original one is not in MAME. I don't know if I damaged it when I was soldering the legs onto it to dump it. I don't know. But anyway, I burnt this chip, the Japan Set 1 set. So this is a complete Japan Set 1 program. Okay, that's done. This video ROM had to be replaced because of all of the bad legs and stuff, and that's the one that I had to replace the socket right here. So I replaced the socket and I replaced that chip. The rest of these chips are the basic, the Donkey Kong Set 1 basically. I believe it was Set 1 video. So that's all good to go now. There's the clock board. So we're ready to hook this all back up. I did not program I did not check the soundboard, so unfortunately I should have done that. I should have made sure that I had a good ROM set for the soundboard, but I just didn't think about it. So I'm going to put this together, put it all back together, and see what it does. We had bad ROMs and bad sockets, so this thing might just come up and look the way that it should now, hopefully. Okay, we are all set and squared away, hooked up. So let's fire it up and pray for the best. Alright, it's still not quite right. The barrels look better, that's for sure. The sprites look better. We just have issues, I believe, with the background tiling, you know, the character set. Yeah, but all the barrels look good and everything. Okay, not bad. We're getting somewhere. Donkey Kong. Mario looks the way he should. All the sprites are good now. This is promising. All of the sprites are good. It's just the character set. Look at the barrels. They never make it down. They just keep going back and forth. It's kind of weird. Okay, so I need to flip this over so I can have access to the video board. Let's do that. Okay, I got access to the video board, and the first thing I did was turn on the little scope, and I'm going to poke around on these RAMs. I like to just look at the output bits and just make sure they make sense. These are the output bits on this RAM, okay, and the other one is right here, and those output bits look like this. Don't quite look right. I don't like that one at all. They don't look like they're driving all the way low. This one kind of does. These are the signals that activate it. I like the other. This one looks really good. This other one should look like this too, and it doesn't. It looks like this and stuff. I'm going to say this RAM is no good, and that is a character RAM. So let's pop that guy out and just take a look and take a look at it. I can look at these two. These are video RAM as well, but I think that these are in the sprite circuit. And I got this schematic up, and this is radar scope. And those two RAMs are right here, and these are in the sprite circuit. These guys right here. These two, the 2148s. They're in the sprite circuits, and sprites are fine, so I'm going to say these are good. I'm saying that this is all the sprite circuitry right here, so I'm not even worrying about any of that. Right now, these RAMs are, that one is looking really messed up, so I want to replace that one RAM. I may desolder and remove both of them, and this one I want to mark because this is the one I want to mark as bad, so I'm going to put a red dot on that one. The other one, we'll put them in the Inquisitor and check it out, and then I'll just socket and put, you know, and replace as needed. But yeah, let's start right there. That one looks very suspect. And the Inquisitor says they are both bad. This one is really bad, this one that I put the dot on. And this one is bad too, but it's not as bad. It just kind of flashes a couple bad. There, it actually passed. No, it didn't. It's bad. Red light. So I'll get a couple of good ones and put it in the board, and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, we're hooked back up. I got 2 tested good RAMs in the board. So let's fire it up. See what it looks like. Huh. Interesting. Well, it's definitely better, but we still have some kind of a failure. It's weird that half of the screen is good, half of it is not good. I am going to continue poking around on this video board, but I have a hunch that the problem is this board with all the ECL on it. I could be wrong, because this is, I see some doubling. I don't see doubling here, but in the gameplay I see, well, that's probably the video board. Half of, okay, half of the board, half of the screen is screwed up. The bottom is getting corrupted somehow. The bottom part of the addressing to those RAM perhaps. So I could make sure that the addressing to the RAM is good on this. I'm just going to have to start poking around on this board, starting with the addressing to, I'd say, the upper bits of the addressing. It's going to start and then it's going to go maybe halfway, 64V1 or something like that on down. So I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking out loud. But I'm going to start with the addressing and make sure that the addressing in that background tile circuit is proper. Yeah, we got some good sockets, don't we? Yeah, anyway, that's what I'm going to start right now, is I'm going to start poking around on this thing. Looking at these address bits on this. I'll be back once I find something to tell you about. Well, I've been poking around on this board. I actually put 3 probes on and analyzed this 245 to make sure the data was good getting through. And then I was like, you know what, I wonder if it's just flaky RAM. So I took my 2 RAM chips out that I had tested good and put 2 other RAMs in it and fixed it. Notice this one does not say Nintendo of America at the title screen. It says Nintendo 1981. Yeah, RAM. I'm gonna trial and error, try one of these and see which one of these is actually the bad RAM. It's probably, one of them is 1/2 the upper data bits and the other is the this is probably the upper bits and this is probably the lower bits. So my guess is it was probably this. This one doesn't have it listed as, yeah, it does right here. It's probably 3K. it's probably this one was bad, which was this one, I think. So I'm gonna find out exactly which one of these was no good. Okay, it's actually this one. This one right here was no good. So what I want to do is put this one over in this spot and then this one in this spot. And I would say that the garbage should flip-flop. So let's test that out. Okay, I flip-flopped those. And check this junk out. Wow. So flip-flopping them made it worse. Very strange. So let's get this guy out of here. I put a big red dot on it. Get that out of here, and I'm going to put this pair of RAM, matching pair of RAM in. Nice pair of RAM. And we'll get rid of this guy. I'll put this one back in my stock. Alright, so I've got this thing put together, put back together on the thing, on the plate. It's looking good. I think what I want to do is I want to pop this ROM in, because remember this ROM file is not in MAME. So I do want to pop this in here, 5G. You can see I programmed this one, and this one it says Japan Set 1. And then I had to program this one too. That one, remember, it was a blank EEPROM. I don't know how that happened, but it went blank. Now this one was not in MAME, and I want to check it out and see if it will run. If it runs, there's something different about this program, and that chip is not in MAME. So let's go ahead and pop that in here and see what happens. Okay, yeah, pop that back in, and it's working. And it is definitely a different file. What's different about it, I don't know. But I'm going to leave it in. I'm going to leave it there. I'm just going to let this thing run for a while. And then I need to build something to plug into here so that I can actually play this. This one's used for like cocktail table maybe. I don't know. But this is like player 1, I believe. So, yeah. We got coin right here, controls, and this I believe goes out to the speaker, maybe. No, that would be on this board. I don't know what this is. So yeah, we're getting there. But yeah, I've got these connectors that I can plug into here, and I want to do that so that I can actually play. Yeah, but that's interesting. I'm going to go ahead and I guess erase this chip and keep it. It's a 2532. And this one seems to be fine. I don't know. It's weird. Okay, I'm back on Donkey Kong. And as you can see, I have made a little harness for plugging into this thing so that I can actually hook my controller up. That was so graciously and, well, what's the word? Generously sent to me. This thing is awesome, and I have just made the harness here to plug into up here. I was doing some testing. And so I'll plug this in and we'll play some Donkey Kong and see. I got the 556 timers that I needed, and I plugged this thing in. I populated it and plugged it in, and it was making all kind of weird, goofy noises when it wasn't supposed to be making noises. It would randomly play music. And this chip right here was completely tarnished. The legs were really tarnished on it, so I took it out and I cleaned it in some Tarnex. Put it back in, and now we're getting ready to fire it back up, but I wanted to be able to play it. So I'll hook up the controller and everything, and we'll fire up Donkey Kong. Okay, we're all hooked up. Well, that didn't sound right. That sounded... This thing generates analog and digital sounds. So we'll have a mixture of both. And that first sound that you hear are like all of the analog sounds combined. And that did not sound right to me. But one good thing is I don't hear random nonsense coming from the digital side of things, because I did clean that chip and I think that fixed that. So let's play some DK. Okay, I did not hear that sound. So the whoop whoop or whatever when you drop a coin was not present. Alright, I don't hear any sounds. No digital sounds whatsoever. Okay, so we got nothing digital, and the analog sounds are not correct. We start out with 5 guys. I think I started out with 5 lives. And that's different too. It was going to allow me to put my name in. I don't know. Yeah, this ROM set is definitely different. But yeah, we don't have any digital sounds at all, and the analog sounds are not correct. This connector. So I'm going to take a minute to clean these connectors a little bit. Yeah, this is a weird version of Donkey Kong. This is the second level. I wonder if this is that ROM that was not in main, remember? The CPU ROM? Dang it! It's hard to play sideways. Dang it, man! Go down, Fireball! Okay, I have deconstructed this board because I wanted to see everything about it. I mean, when you get a board that's got a lot of work done on it. There's a lot of socketing. I just need to look at it and I need to see for my own eyes that it's okay. And it was okay. I removed all of the electrolytic, the radial leaded electrolytics. And these ones were good. They were all a little leaky, but they tested okay. And there were 3 10 microfarad caps on the board that were open. 3 of these 10 microfarad caps are open. So, yeah, so that's probably what the sound issue was. So I'm going to reconstruct this thing. And yeah, then we'll hook it all back together with some fresh capacitors, and my guess is it'll probably work. Okay, I got the board refurbed, new caps, and I put new sockets in it. So we are ready to roll. I'll go ahead and pop all the chips. I tested all of the chips, the logic chips anyway, and not the. I wasn't able to test the LM324 or the 556, but those are new and they should be fine. All of the logic ICs are good, so I'll put them all back in. New caps. Hopefully this thing just works. Okay, we're put back together, and good news is when I fired it up, it made the proper sound for the analog sound. So hopefully we are good to go. We'll set this up on the tripod and play some Donkey Kong. Sound. Yeah, the donkey when he yells, it doesn't quite sound what I'm used to, but I don't know if that's the way it's supposed to be or what. So I kind of thinking I might have a capacitor value wrong. So I'm going to have to look into that, and maybe I'm going to have to do a little more due diligence on the capacitors. I think I might have the incorrect cap in one of the spots. Alright. C53, I had a 3.3 microfarad cap in the board right there, and you can see where it says it is a 3.3. Now on the schematic, that is right here, and it says it's changed to 3.3. That's the circle, 3.3. But I actually have another board. I have another Donkey Kong board set. It's a TKG2-03 whatever. It's a 4-stack, but it's a little more, it's a later version. And there's a 10 microfarad cap right there. And if you remember, I had 3 10 microfarad caps that were bad. That would be 1, 2, and 3. So this schematic is not correct. That should be 10. That should be a 10 microfarad cap. So let's go ahead and fire this thing up and then play some more Donkey Kong and see if that fixes the, when Donkey Kong yells at you, the see if that fixes that. Okay, here we go. I'm going to turn it back up just a touch. Nope, still don't sound right. Okay, I've removed the 8084, that CPU there. That's for the digital sounds. And we'll see, I believe that yell, I think it's a digital sound. Yeah, it's a digital sound. So these are the analog noises. And they're fine. Alright, I grabbed my soundboard from my personal Donkey Kong 4-board stack set. And I pulled the ROMs out, and one of them has a broken leg. This one has a broken leg. So I just left the original one in, and I replaced, this one I burnt, and sometimes these 2716s that I got on eBay, sometimes they're flaky. So I put the one from here in right here, and we will see how it sounds. That is how it's supposed to sound. This ROM is no good. So I think I'm just gonna leave this in here. I think I'm just gonna put a window covering over this one and call it good. And I'll get a new one for mine. I'm not doing anything with my ROM set or my board set right now. So I'm just gonna leave this one in here. I'll put a window over it, and this obviously is no good. So, yeah. That's going to do it for this repair, though. It is complete now. And like I said, yep, just going to ship it back with this ROM in it. Put a covering over it and call it good. Donkey Kong 4-board stack. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate all the support on the channel from channel memberships and Patreon. Check it out. Check out Patreon if you want to help support this kind of stuff. I do appreciate each and every one of you. Donkey Kong. We'll see you all on the next Classic Arcade Repair. Bye for now.